5 women, real lives, real talk. Welcome to Charcuterie and Conversations, the Board Squad podcast, where the board is set, the beverages are poured, and we are showing up for you and for each other. Pull up a seat. You are right on time. Welcome to the Board Squad podcast, Charcuterie and Conversations. Today, we're going to be talking about the often unnoticed mental load that we all carry, dealing with household tasks and caring for our families and just checking off boxes on these lists that never seem to end, also known as the invisible load. I'm Delece, and I'm here with Anna and Monica. But before we dive into the topic, we are going to first talk about this board.
It's a great board. I'm very excited to introduce you guys to it. So we have a goat cheese. We have olives with garlic. If you haven't tried them, you should. They're very tasty. Peppered salami, Kalamata olives, some tomatoes, some red grapes, some artesian crackers, and a fig spread. And I just thought the crackers with the fig and the goat cheese would just be a really yummy, like salty, sweet kind of taste. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy.
It sounds like the perfect bite.
I know. It sounds very delicious.
It is.
I love it. Well, ladies.
Yes.
Taking a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking about it. I want to ask you, how many hats do you feel like you wear on a daily basis?
Girl, I mean,
Chef.
COO of the household. That's one that's often unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
I think also I'm the medical connoisseur in my home.
By default.
By default. So I take care of the medical appointments.
But why do you think you're the medical default?
I think it's because if I don't do it, it's not done. And I mean, this is embarrassing, but you know, we're all friends here at the Board Squad.
That's right.
So my kids have not been to the dentist in a year.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really because I let that go because I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And no one has been to the dentist in a year.
But they brush their teeth and they floss and all of those things. So it's like, I think part of the invisible load is also realizing that some things do go by the wayside slightly, but also realizing that your kids are brushing their teeth, they're flossing, they're doing all the things, so they're fine.
Yes, and they need to get that tartar buildup off. So we need them to get those dentist appointments done.
I love it. Well, you guys only named like a handful. I'm sure that list is really long.
Mm-hmm.
But do you ever, just thinking about all the things that you have to do on your list, do you ever feel burnt out?
I mean, yes, I think at least for me, it ebbs and flows, right? There's times when I feel like I'm super burnt out and I can't even do one more thing. And then there's times when, for whatever reason, I get like my mojo back and then I want to do all of the things. And then I think I can handle it, I can tackle it, you know? And so it kind of ebbs and flows for me. I don't know, but what about you guys?
I think for me, I feel burnt out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel burnt out. And I don't know if it's because my work schedule.
Yeah.
No, it's not my work schedule. I'm burnt out because it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm also the keeper of the family traditions.
Aww.
So I'm the one making decisions about how the holidays are going to be spent, who we're going to invite.
Yeah.
And I constantly have checklists in my mind going 24/7 and I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, it's leading to some burnout. So it's very real.
I read an article recently that said stay-at-home moms, on average, their work week is a 98-hour work week.
Yes.
Right? And so they were also translating into like, that's a job. That's like a 6-figure job.
Yes,
right.
But think about all of us who are working moms. But in addition, we're stay-at-home moms too, right?
Yes.
Like we're doing both tasks.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yes.
tasks, but both roles.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're doing our 40 to 50 to 60-hour work week career job and then our 98-hour week for our family. It's like, oh my God, of course we're burnt out.
Yeah.
Like, how can we not be?
You're the COO of the household. And I joke at my job, like whenever people ask me to swap shifts, I was like, no, I can't have my second job as COO.
I know.
If I'm not there, you know, the COO, the operating organization of the home doesn't get done.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very real, Monica.
I think maybe for me, I don't know if most of you know, but I'm recently divorced. And so for me, we have 50-50 custody. So I do get the times when I'm full on and it's all mom 24/7. And then I get the times when it's just me. And so that does give a little bit of a break. But I will say I have an office mate who we have the best time together. Anyway, he jokes about, I'm so ready to be done with work. I'm going to go home. And I'm like, you get to go home and do everything you want to do and relax. I go home to my other job.
Yeah.
Like I have a child when I go home.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting when you are a mom that, it's like it doesn't ever shut off. Right. And then I think, especially for me, I have a young child, they want mom. Right. So they'll even pass dad to come to mom.
Yeah.
So, we're the ones that definitely carry the load for sure.
Carry the load. And I also think like a lot of that is rooted in, just patriarchal society standards that women are the caregivers, women do this better, women are supposed to be the head of the household in that regard, but not when it comes to any business decisions. Right. So it's kind of antiquated, in my opinion, that we're still carrying the load given all the rights and the progress we've had in terms of, suffrage and the ability to vote and the ability to make money. But we still, like, men can't still figure, our counterparts, if they're male, can't figure out how to, get the kids to the dentist.
Yeah. They bought into the dream. But that's their dream, not ours.
No lies.
Right? So with all of the things that we're talking about, has there been a moment where you just like broke down and you just like, as the kids say, crashed out? So
they do say that all the time.
They do say that all the time. So either you like just broke down or you started crying or you were like uber emotional. Like, have you had a moment like that you can share?
Anna,
I think for me, like my kids are teenagers. So in full transparency, it gets easier, mamas. It gets a lot easier because I'm not doing baths. I'm not doing pick out the clothes. They, for the majority of the time, they're self-sufficient and I'm extremely grateful. But I do remember a time when I came home and I have a demanding job and I'm making decisions constantly. It's like neurons firing. Boo, it's like a battlefield in my brain all day long. And my daughter needed something that I just couldn't do emotionally. I just didn't have any more
your bandwidth
oomph to get it done.
Yeah.
And, like the mom guilt set in and I just felt so sad. I just had to cry. Like you just cry it out.
That's it.
And it was a learning opportunity for her.
It's a lesson. That's what I was
it's a lesson. Like I can't do it all. I don't want to perpetuate that myth that moms can do it all.
Right.
So I felt like in that moment she realized, and she was very disappointed that you know what, I got to figure it out because mom can't do it all.
That's right.
I will say with that, I have a son who's 9, and there have been times when I'm just like at my wit's end, like I just don't have any bandwidth left. And in those times, instead of getting upset or angry or whatever the emotion could be, I've recently started taking a step back and expressing to my son what is going on inside internally and saying, this is what I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling. This is why I'm feeling this way. And interestingly enough, he's shifted to being like, oh, mom, do you want me to do this? Or can I do this? And I see the mental shift in his mind where he's able to see like mom's a human, not just like a superwoman.
Right.
And like, oh, I can go do this. And he's like been emotionally available to me like, mom, are you okay? Can you handle that? And it's been really nice. So I would implore moms to like let your family in on what's going on internally.
Absolutely.
So that they understand and then they have the opportunity to step in some way to help you and take a little bit of the load.
Yeah.
For sure.
My kids do that. They check in. Mom, are you working this day? And so before they ask, they know I have to be available.
Yes.
So if I'm not available, then they decide what they're going to do. So it starts with transparency. I agree, Monica.
Yeah. I think you have to teach them that honest communication, right? Yeah. Like we're modeling that for them. So if we're just continuing to carry these burdens and they can tell that we're stressed, and they can tell that we're overwhelmed and they're asking us if we're okay and we're like, we're fine.
Yes.
Right? And first it's like, we're fine. And then it's like, I'm fine.
Yeah. But I think that's the mistake. Yes. And I hope we can create a culture where it's okay to to say, I'm not okay.
Yes.
And that's the thing my mom never did for me.
1000%.
She kind of held it all in. And I wish she had just told me, you know what, this is a lot. I'm not okay. And it's okay to take a break.
Yes.
So we kind of victimize people who take breaks, like Simone Biles took a break, a mental break. You know, tennis stars have taken breaks. And so hopefully this generation, we're starting to see a generational shift in like the Superwoman idea. Myth. Amen.
And I think that's just how you should be in general, even with friendship groups and even, you know, just in a group that you're a part of. If you're needing a little bit of extra support, I think it's good to be very vocal about that and transparent about that. So,
yeah, because we gotta, you know, we're in charge of our happiness.
Yes, we are.
It is a
so
choice.
If we don't take ownership of it, who will?
Exactly.
It's
1,000%. 1,000%.
So I want to switch gears just a little bit. It's still kind of on topic, but it's adjacent. As Black women, sometimes in our respective fields, and we're all in different fields, but still sometimes the only one in the room.
Oh, yes.
That adds to the invisible load.
Yes.
That adds to the mental load and the weight of carrying, you know, everybody who looks like me on my shoulders into this pitch.
Yes.
Or you into the, you know, to the hospital. Or you into these offices that you go into to pitch your clients. How do you handle that?
It's, for me, like that's so triggering because I experience it all the time. I'm in a space where I'm usually the only one or one of a few women, Black women in my field. And so there is an expectation to carry all of, you know, the entire Black culture into what I do. And so I'm very careful into how I talk, and you're still battling your own, you're still dealing with microaggressions, you're still dealing with racism, you're still trying to conform to being in this white space. So for me, it's a very heavy load. It's very real.
Yeah. Monica?
Well, you know, so in my profession, my clients are all over the phone, and so they don't see me.
Which is a blessing.
They use their imagination as to what I look like and, you know, all of my exterior characteristics that I have. So, and that's, in that sense, it's a lot easier for me. I am in an office actually with all men. Which is very interesting. You know, you would think, you know, that there would be maybe added pressure or maybe they wouldn't take me seriously or something like that. But it just so happens that the role that I have is very essential for them making their commissions. So they're very nice to me.
Oh, that's
they're very sweet to me.
So they're very, they understand.
They open the door for me. They're very lovely.
Yes.
So yeah, I would say I'm very lucky in that sense.
Let me ask you, when there's like a birthday celebration, do they ask you to get the cake?
So interestingly enough, my office mate is basically the operations behind the company, and so and he's gay, and so we have girl talk, and it makes the office lovely because it's all these men, but then him and I are just like the girls in the room.
Yes,
and it's lovely, and I love him. Shout out to Carlton. Anyway, so he actually takes that role.
Okay, great.
Because he was there first. And so we both kind of bicker about it. And it's very funny because he's a man and he's like, these men, they just think we have to clean up after them.
Yes.
And it's just so funny how he understands that part. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, that's what irks me. When on top of everything going on, you're a professional, they're a professional, they know your role, and they'll ask you, hey, you want to pick up the cake for somebody's birthday, and hand you the money. I'm like, no, I do not.
Right.
I really do not. You can take this mental load and you can decide what flavor and ask and get the card.
And
absolutely not. I absolutely do not want to do that.
Yeah.
That irks me.
It does. I can imagine.
Because they're like, you're so competent.
Yeah.
And you get things done so well and so easily and everything's always good. I've had practice.
Yes.
And so guess what? Now it's your turn to have practice.
Exactly.
Yeah, but for me in my field, it has been challenging. I guess I've been in the entertainment industry now for like 20 plus years. Like it's crazy.
Yes.
That's a long time.
And so I remember there was a period of time where I was feeling especially burnt out from like being the only one in the room and fighting against like, you know, they always want to cast like the stereotypes of people who look like us.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I just had reached my limit. Like, and I went to an agency party. It was during the holiday season. And somehow, some way, like I ended up talking to Halle Berry. It was so crazy.
Wow.
And she was just like, what do you do? And I was telling her, I was like, but it's so hard, like being the only one in the room. She was like, and I was like, I know you can relate because you have, you know, kind of led this charge for us. And she was like, yes. And it's going to keep being hard.
Yes.
And you know what? You need to keep doing it because we need you in those rooms.
Yes, we do need to.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's what you needed.
I did need to hear it because I was really at my breaking point for sure.
Wow, that's so sweet that she was able to just like take the time to give you that encouragement. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's the sisterhood. But that comes from being the only one in the room. So when you see someone and you know that they're probably going through the same experiences that you had, of course you're going to pause because you know they have to perform.
Right. Yep.
And then they're worried about whatever it may be, like they're wearing their natural hair, being perceived as aggressive if their tone is off. So, I mean, there's lots of layers to this. So I'm so glad you had that moment.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Because I think about it, like we talk now more about mental health, right? Like there's definitely a spotlight on it.
Yes.
But I don't know if people associate the load that we carry, the mental load that we carry, with how it's impacting our mental health and how much anxiety and depression stem from our inability to lighten the load.
Yeah.
What are some things that you guys think that we can do to lighten this load, to share it with our family members? I know we talked a little bit about being transparent with our children, but what else does that look like? Is it like delegating? Is it, some say, you need to write down the list?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, every single thing to actually put it on paper. Have you done that?
I do. Every Sunday, I'm a list maker. So I read this thing that people who make lists are more productive. So I've been making lists since I was 8 years old. Like I have diaries and all these things. But it hasn't served me well. So maybe I need to move away from making the list.
Who reads the list? Are you the only one reading the list?
I read the list, but
you show the list.
Fair point.
That's fair. And that's what I'm starting to do. And my husband, in fairness, he'll say, what can I do for you? Now, there's some things on the list that for me, what I found the sweet spot is like know your boundaries. So for me, I actually like being the one to like manage the family traditions and cooking certain foods.
Yes.
I love it. It's kind of like it brings back memories of my childhood and I want my kids to have those same experiences. And I decorate for the holidays. So that's something that I do enjoy about the invisible load.
Right.
But I think sharing the load with your partner or at least making it transparent and knowing your boundaries. Like what do you need to do? What do you not want to do? And just having the space to say that comfortably in a relationship, that's gold.
Yeah. I think they do talk about that, right? Because we are so used to doing all of the things. And then when someone tries to take one of the things, you're like, wait.
That's my thing.
And then you want to micromanage the thing.
Yes. You have to just let it go.
And so you
Yes, you have to let it go.
Let it go.
Yes.
Let them
if
do
they
it.
get the cake, you can't be like, oh no, but they like chocolate. You got rat. No. Just let it go.
Let them do it. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Just however it comes, be happy about it and realize you didn't have to do it. You were able to prioritize other things.
Exactly.
And so that's more important than it being a vanilla and not a chocolate cake.
I agree.
Right?
I totally agree. And that time you get back,
absolutely,
you don't get, and also with the invisible load, it builds a lot of resentment, especially if you're the one carrying the majority of the load, wherever it is, at home or in your workplace. It does build resentment, especially if you're not being paid to do more or acknowledged.
You mean when you're
for
like
the work.
in the kitchen chopping and then you see your spouse just like feet up, just relaxing, and you're like, chopping.
I mean, it's a whole list, right?
Yeah,
It starts with you going to the grocery store, right? You getting the groceries out of the car.
Right.
Then you putting the groceries in the house.
Yeah.
Washing off the vegetables.
Yeah.
Then you're chopping. So at that point, you're like,
You're chopping.
You're like, I've already been at this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Why are there dishes in the sink? There's
Yeah.
so many things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I like that.
That's fair. But you have to let your partner know. I like that, Monica. You
Yeah.
do have to share the list with your partner.
Yeah.
You do have to create some kind of boundary for yourself.
Yes.
Like, what are you willing to do? What are you at capacity at?
Right.
I don't think you should take on more if it's going to sacrifice your well-being, your sleep, your livelihood,
Yeah.
your mental health.
Right.
Right?
That's
So that's
right.
why my kids haven't been to the dentist in a year.
You know what? I actually told my husband once about this load, right? The
Uh-huh.
invisible
Yes.
load. And he said, somebody's got to be the lead parent.
Oh,
Wow.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. There's a difference though.
Yeah.
Being a lead parent is one thing. So my husband and I, my husband leads in certain things.
Yes.
So he leads, he does the finances. He gets the bills together. I lead in the teacher conferences. I lead in certain activities. He leads in my son's soccer. I lead in my daughter's activities. So I feel like we share the load.
Yeah.
And to Monica's point, being transparent about what your needs are
Yeah.
is really the key to getting what you want.
Yeah. I think it's going to help me to write things down.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
all the things that you mentioned are all the things that I do.
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt.
So I need,
Yeah.
I'm going to write all these things
Yeah.
down.
And a
That's my
visible list.
takeaway today.
Yes.
Yes, a visible list, right?
The
not,
visible
not in
list.
your diary, like something
Yeah.
that's
No,
on the wall.
Yes.
Oh, 1,000%. No, we're
Yeah.
going to sit down and have a family meeting.
I love family
He's going to be
meetings.
like, this damn podcast.
Oh no! Oh no!
Exactly. Why can't you guys just go drink wine and eat charcuterie? Don't talk about anything real.
Don't evolve at all.
That's what we should do.
I know.
It's a good time to pause and eat some charcuterie.
I love that. Okay, well, this has been an amazing episode.
Yes.
So many takeaways. I learned so much about how you guys are managing your lives. And it sounds like you guys have made some transitions. Like things
Yes.
are going well. I love it.
Mhm.
We'd also love to hear from you guys. How are you managing the invisible load or not in the comments? So that's our episode for today. Please follow us across all social platforms and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.